Aquarius. Welcome to my channel. This is Transcendence Tarot. Thanks for coming and checking this out. As I'm sure you've noticed, this is my first round of videos. And what we're looking at today, that was horrible shuffle. What we're looking at today, though, are new moon blessings that are headed your way for the new moon in Virgo. Just so you know, I did shuffle already, but you know, I wanted to shuffle on camera a little bit as well. Oh yeah, of course, before I get started here, this is a general reading, so not everything is going to resonate for everybody, so don't feel like you need to make anything fit. If it resonates, great. You know, if it doesn't, great. Not everything is meant for everybody, so yeah, just listen to the guidance that really sticks out to you and let the rest go. We're also going to pull some tarot cards, oh my gosh, so we're starting with the tarot and then we're going to pull some oracle cards. You know, we've got a couple different ones that we're going to pull from today, including one where we'll ask about self-care, we'll do monology, we will do postcards from liminal space, and some advice cards at the end. So, Spirit, what other blessings do we have for Aquarius during this period? One more card, please, or two, okay. All right, cool. So, on the back of the deck, we have 8 of Pentacles in reverse. So, the work you've put in is coming to fruition, but it is nowhere near how monumental and how transformative it's going to be. It's just the beginning, and why I say it's so monumental and transformative is because it's completely balanced. You know, because we have the 8 of Pentacles in reverse at the bottom of the deck, and then we end it over here with the 8 of Cups upright. So it's like complete mirroring. So yeah, to start off over here, we have Knight of Wands in reverse, Hierophant in reverse, 5 of Swords in reverse, Queen of Swords in reverse, 9 of Cups, Empress in reverse, and 8 of Cups upright. Now, before we even get started, let me take a sip. Actually, I took on my throat. Sorry about that. But so don't be alarmed about the reversals. It's merely energy. It's just signifying minute differences, really, you know. So yeah, don't be like, oh my gosh, this is horrible, all my cards, you know, except for 2 are upside down. Not a big deal. Not a big deal at all. And you still have 2 major arcana. Like, it's, yeah, no need to cry. So let's get started here. So Knight of Wands, there's something that you know on an intuitive level, that it's something that you find a lot of value in, and I think it really lights you up. It's something that you you know, you find so much passion while you do it, and it's not only serving yourself, but it's serving the collective. It's serving the higher good of all. And it's something that I feel like for most of y'all, Aquarius is a recent leap of faith that you've taken, within the past year or so. And it took you listening to your intuition, and I think it took you really assessing what you want and assessing how to get there, and how to get there in a very smart and thoughtful fashion. You're trying to avoid things. You're not blindly walking out into the world and be like, okay, I want this, or I'm gonna, change my path and go this direction just for fun. No, like, there's intention. There's a lot of forethought that you're putting in, so you can avoid as much struggle as possible. But that's impossible, and I think the universe is kind of like, well, it's not going to be smooth sailing regardless of how well intentioned and methodical you've been. There's always some hiccups, and things are not always as they seem. So I think being clear about what you want is great. It is, don't get me wrong, and it's a very smart way to go about things, but sometimes we just have to surrender and go with the flow. And there's a lot of blue in these cards, and it's making me think of water and how strong of a force it is to be reckoned with. Like, water does not think about which direction it's gonna go, and it doesn't set the intention to chisel through a huge boulder of rock. It just flows. It just goes. And so I think surrendering to what is, and letting go of the need to control and know the outcome and prevent the uncomfortable parts of the process will really propel you forward in a different way. But there's so much growth happening. There's so much. 9 of Cups, so much fulfillment, emotional fulfillment. Look at that smile, like looking back on what you've done with fondness, and looking forward with even more fondness. He's looking forward towards the Empress that we have in reverse here, and seeing that despite things feeling like they're out of control and upside down at times, which sets you off into a spiral of like, oh my gosh, well, how can I control this? How can I prevent this? There's got to be something I could do. It's like, no, just sit back, relax, and enjoy the fruits of what you've already done. Let things come full circle in their own divine timing, because they will. We have, with the Empress in reverse here, it's like this, and followed by the 8 of Cups. There's like some identity that you have to really walk away from, and it could be an identity that you really wore the mask of, or wore the gown of, not to say like, oh, you're fake. No, not at all. We all wear many masks, we all wear many hats. Like, it's humanness, really. But there's something that, like a persona, that I feel like an image that you really, really wanted to uphold, that it would really actually serve you to just let it go, and walk away from it, and really allow yourself to walk into the darkness, so that the light will shine even brighter when you see it next time. And that, I especially just with the imagery of this Empress, like there's so much vegetation and that kind of thing. Like it'll lead to so much abundance, all of these flowers blooming, and the petal is just opening, like being open to who you are meant to be, because you're letting go of who you thought you were meant to be. Because our mind loves to play tricks on us. loves. So come back down to earth. Yeah. Sometimes, we get so stuck in our heads that it's easy to get stuck in our own little worlds and think that we can create our world, which we do, but not when you're in denial about it, and not when there are things that are just kind of being swept under the rug and not really worked through. So we have a couple of these oracle cards here. Live a fantasy. Whatever you dream, believe it, and you can and will live it. So really dream big. Like y'all are the Hierophant, y'all are the Empress. You are powerful. Powerful manifestors, powerful innovators, powerful support systems to those around you. Like not only would seeking, a mentor or higher guidance, like I think that could be beneficial for you, but also knowing that you are that person to others too. And if that's, something that you're passionate about, that could be an avenue to really explore. Most definitely. We have same but different. It's like the bee and the butterfly, like, yeah, they look different and they behave differently. They exist and contribute to our ecosystem in different ways. But they're just as powerful. So it's like the person you really are is just as powerful as who you think you are. And vice versa. Like limiting beliefs can really hold us back. Like Queen of Swords in reverse, it could be saying something like that, like not being entirely confident of what you want, or what your truth is in life and how to express that, and therefore yourself. But power is power regardless. And yeah, it's up to you to really harness that energy and break free from your own chrysalis and pollinate your own light. We also have Tribe of Dreams. Things are coming full circle. Y'all are gathering around the fire, seeing eye to eye with your soul family, and really worshiping and celebrating. Not only, yourself, everybody present at that fire and that sense of community, but also the greater community. Like extending that out to the collective and even, to your ancestors and such. Like really harnessing all of the power that's readily available. Calling in all angles, all the forces. So these are the self-care cards here for our Aquarius. So we start with make a meal. Number 32. So making a nice home-cooked meal from scratch can be grounding, and especially if y'all have a garden, like pulling the veggies right from the garden, getting dirty a little bit, bringing it into the kitchen, and really being a part of the whole process of the preparation of food from beginning planning to plant from the inception, planting the seeds, etc., to it growing, harvesting, etc., and then turning it into your own creation that will provide sustenance for you. Like, there's so much to be said about connection to land and the simplicity that comes with it, the connection that comes with it. And on the back of the deck, before we flip these other two, we have deep breathing, number 19. So closing your eyes and really taking some deep breaths and just being conscious and present and aware in the moment, and focusing on the breath like that is a beautiful way to self-regulate our minds, our physiology, like our nervous system. The breath is so powerful. We also have movement, number 36. So dancing, doing some yoga, a little tree pose amongst the trees with some friends can be very beneficial for you at this time. Dancing around a fire, chanting around a fire, doing it in your living room, same thing. It's just, the action of doing it, getting the blood flowing, circulation going, our mind stopping, and just being present, feeling into it. Oh man, yeah, dancing really is coming up again. So dance, dance, dance your heart out, number 18. So just put on a couple good songs, good playlists, and shake, jump, yell, feel into it, like, oh, so cleansing. So what else do we have for Aquarius? Ooh, okay. One more, please. Okay. Cool. So we've got on the back of the deck, have faith in your dreams, waxing crescent moon. We also have nothing is yet set in stone, mutable moon. Nothing is ever final. You have complete authority over your own lives. Step out of your comfort zone. North Node. Finding your true north. It can feel like such a struggle, and like you're just kind of going through the motions, going in circles. But it's happening. You're already doing it. Things are already taking place in so many different ways that you don't even realize yet. And it'll come full circle. It will. Just keep believing, keep dancing, and trusting, doing your thing. And lastly, for the Moonology cards, disseminating moon. Take time to breathe out. So yeah, especially since breath is coming up again, I think for y'all Aquarius, that movement and breath and doing it together, so like yoga, will really provide some clarity and help you just feel a bit better. If you're not feeling great one day, just moving like that, getting the blood flowing, especially in your calves. It's sad that your calves are like your second heart. There's so much blood stored there. So just even running in place, if you don't have much time to really do a yoga flow or a dance or anything like that, just moving your legs a little bit, jumping around, whatever it may be, just to get some circulation and oh yeah, to close out on that last Moonology card, a beautiful breathing technique that's super simple. It's a good starting off point. It's very meditative, it's very relaxing, it helps us drop into our parasympathetic nervous system. So if you can't fall asleep at night, this is a good one to do, or if you're stressed out, need to come down a level or a couple notches, just breathe in for the count of 3, exhale for the count of 6. And you can breathe in through your nose, out through your mouth, or in through your nose, out through your nose, in through your mouth, out through your mouth. Just know that you will move the most energy doing it in and out through your mouth. You'll move the most energy, life force, prana, whatever you want to call it. But that is a really simple, easy breathing technique that I find to be the most rewarding, grounding, yet uplifting in a spiritual sense, in a mind control sense. That's not how I want to phrase that, but in so many ways, like, yeah, it's the breath. It's that easy. It's that easy sometimes. So 2 more advice cards, cool, for Aquarius. So we have on the bottom of the deck number 24, expansion, outer world, blossoming, doing. With these, the 3 that, we pulled on the table here, I am gonna just read a quick little excerpt from the book. There's, it's just eloquently written, and I'm a fan. So we have The Alchemist, number 50, Metamorphosis, Depth, Endurance. And in the middle of the storm, the Scorpio energy sheds our skin so we can expand and evolve. It won't be a smooth journey. It needs to be intense. Do you remember those wounds you didn't want to look at? It will dive deep into your soul and bring them to the surface, only because you are ready to let them go. And that's exactly, what has been going on. And is definitely a recurring theme here during this time. So letting things just, take place in their own way, and letting the darkness transmute into not necessarily light, but transmute that, alchemize that into gold, into your own gold, and it's up to you to really harness that and cater it to really fit you and to sustain that which you want out of it. That was a weird way of saying it, sorry. We also have the Mystic, number 54. Emotional intelligence, wholeness, rebirth. This is Pisces energy. Time to reunite with the One, at least for a moment. Our egos take too much sovereignty in our lives, keeping us apart and veiling our hearts with fear and resentment. The Pisces energy invites us to soften our armors and get in touch with our compassionate nature. Wake up, we are all swimming in an ocean of love. Yes. Remember that love is all around you. And the channeler, man, these are all in the 50s. Y'all have done the work. Very intuitive people here in this Aquarius group. So this is collective mission understanding. Aquarius energy. How suiting. The Aquarian energy allows us to see beyond the horizon. It invites us to keep learning more about the world and ourselves. It pushes us to think collectively and focus our efforts on the creation of a new earth. Our channels are open. It's time to manifest a shift in consciousness. Yes, and exactly like we were saying with the tribe of dreams before, like this is it's not only happening within, but y'all are expanding it out into the collective and sharing the love and abundance and growth. And this, I just realized, was on the ground, so number 17, inspiration. We'll read this before we close out here. Stimulation, mastery, creative flow. We are conduits for the creative flow of the cosmos. We are the crafters of its divine will. Rigid thinking obstructs our channel if we forget to refresh its flow often. Time to cultivate our creative garden. Time to invoke des muses. Yeah, exactly. Oh, I'm so glad that one came out last. It's like, yeah, letting go of mindsets and that rigid thinking, or that rigid way of being, existing, etc. And really going with the flow, going with the growth, and staying inspired. I love it. So that is all I have for y'all today, Aquarius. I hope something resonated. If you'd like, feel free to like, comment, subscribe, or not, that's cool too. Yeah, hopefully I'll see you next time. If not, take care.